Local doctors say masks and social distancing kept last year's flu season especially quiet. They say this year, the flu's back with a vengeance, along with other seasonal respiratory viruses. All this as hospital capacity is taxed by the growing Omicron variant. News 12 Connecticut's Sean McCabe has the story.
We've been seeing flu in small numbers ever since a little bit before Thanksgiving. But definitely in the past 2 weeks, we've seen a pretty significant uptick in terms of flu cases.
Dr. Magna Diaz is the chair of pediatrics at Bridgeport Hospital. While she hasn't seen any so-called flu-rona cases, she says the hospital does have some patients who are fighting COVID at the same time as another respiratory infection.
A lot of times when we do see kids that have more than one illness at a time, it's not uncommon for those kids to be the ones who are more likely to end up in the ICU.
Dr. Diaz says multiple respiratory viruses circulating in one person can put a strain on the body's immune system.
So if you have an infection that you're fighting off, your body is so focused on fighting that infection that sometimes if you're exposed to another infection, it's just easier for that infection to take control.
She says multiple respiratory viruses circulating in the community put a strain on a healthcare system that's already seeing staffing shortages.
It's really straining our capacity to be able to take care of people who are coming into our emergency rooms and into the pediatric offices because we only have so many people.
Doctors say only about half the state got vaccinated against flu this year, a little lower than the average.
Flu shots are a mainstay of our preventative measures in any year, but in this year in particular, it would be very important.
Wiping down surfaces and Purelling your hands might not be as important as we once thought for COVID, but Dr. Diaz says they are still a big help for fighting other respiratory ailments.
All these other viruses like RSV and the common cold do spread by contact, so super important to wash your hands for that reason.
Sean McCabe, News 12 Connecticut.
Now, the CDC says that flu season usually peaks in February and can continue until May.